It's sometimes too much of a coincidence that I have something on the mind and a few days later it just pops up. Or I get random emails that have insight into things where I'm asking, where is this coming from? There is still so much out there that I do not know. We have coincidence on the one side, and then you have something predetermined, which meaning destiny on the other side. On the one side, you walk through this lifetime and then something falls to you. Is your life in your hands? Yes or no? There is something which is in your hands, and there is something which is not in your hands. Even if it is written in the stars, you're gonna be a successful businessman, just as an example. Maybe it's the destiny, but you are not putting the work down. You are not waking up early in the morning, you're not answering the emails, you don't educate yourself, you don't understand how the processes are working, none of this. Then even if destiny is maybe written down, but it's still not gonna happen, because your actions that you are doing are not fitting to what is written down to your destiny. For me, the search has always been what might be written down, where is your path maybe leading to, and what are now the necessary steps that I have to put in to fulfill that mission. Where is opening, there is closing. Where is free flow, on the other side you have stagnation. Everything we do on our daily basis, in the moment where you are taking decisions, where you are making plans for the future, if you are aware, if you have some type of awareness for yourself, you can sense already, if I'm going to make this decision, what of these two things is going to happen inside of you? Is there coming more light into your life, or is there coming a little bit more darkness into the life? Is it a burden into your life, or is it actually something which frees up, like something falls down from your heart, the stone falls from your heart? Is it more light? Is it more dark? This expansion, you feel like, oh, okay, there is something growing. Your heart is opening. The love for life is increasing, not the hate for life. I hate this life because I have too many obligations. How does this expansion feel? Yes, everybody needs to feel this for himself. That's why I cannot tell you what causes expansion for me. Maybe it is not causing expansion for you. It's not about what we do on the outside. It's about how your internal world is reacting to the things that you are doing in your life. That's why it's individual. That's why I'm not a person propagating one type of exactly way of life. It's not going to happen. The only thing is I have some guidelines and I can feel and sense inside myself, for me, when I do decisions that are keeping me small and when I do decisions that I feel that feels right. And it's not just benefiting myself, it's also benefiting more people. Then that decision is very clear for me. Whenever I had the feeling in my life that this fits together, so I had the feeling I have to go to this country now. I try to do everything in order to be able to go to that country. And when these things come together, somehow next step came for me. Something happened in that country, somebody I meet in that country, that then somehow gives another layer now back to this life, where I had the feeling that, okay, seems to be like the next mission maybe, seems to be like the next challenge whatsoever. This is where I say the things are not separated. So my search has always been, okay, I look, what is the global spirit on the one side telling me, and what is my personal internal fire, where does this want to go? And if these two things come together, this is my guideline. If I have personal goals where I feel it's not the right time for my personal goals, I don't push them. But if I feel like, okay, there are like, the constellation is right for something, I can feel the constellation is right, because this is the only thing that I can influence. I can influence my actions. I cannot influence what, let's say, comes to me. I cannot influence the coincidence. But once it comes, then I just ask myself, how quickly am I able to adapt myself in order to get in harmony and align myself with this next step? This is my guideline. This is maybe what you would call my belief. But besides that, there is maybe one belief, which is at the end, it's the same. At the end, it all leads to the one. That's my belief.
What do you mean by the one?
We all have a root. Everything in this world has a root. Everything has a beginning in a way, or at least a beginning in the sense that you can trace back where also us come from. Why do I talk the way how I talk? It's because everything that happened in the past. Why do I look the way how I look? Because everything in the past. My ancestors, 20 generations before me, had the same facial expressions. From the far, far past, still some type of information, biological wise, is transferred into the present. In my worldview, I don't think we humans are only made out of biology or only made out of atoms. So besides the matter, besides the physicality that we have, for me it's very clear there is another layer about us that I would call a spiritual area. It is an area that you cannot put into form. I cannot show you. I cannot show you my mind. I cannot show you my energy. I cannot show you my spirit. I can show you my body. I can show you my skin, all of this, but I can't show you this non-physical area. But for me, it's in a way a logical consequence that these two areas, physicality and spirituality, those two go hand in hand. Now, from the physicality, I just said from past generations, things are being transmitted into the present. So why not also in the realm of the spiritual area? Meaning information, things that past generations have learned, things that past generations have become aware of, have trained their consciousness. So why not this area would also have an impact on the person who you are today? For me, it's not a question. For me, it's like this. Okay? So, and therefore, tracing back all of this, the question still remains, where are we all coming from? And this is where I say, your source is the same as my source. It's just along the way somehow we had different influences. That's why today we look different. And this one, I think this is for me, is the source. If you think about a future idea, if you think about the future goal, you can actually sense and feel inside what the reactions of your body is. If it's like rejecting the idea that you just projected, or if you feel some resonance with it. This is a way of where I normally integrate it into all areas of life as well. No matter what you carry inside, what you maybe call as belief or what is your life philosophy or whatsoever, nobody can look inside of you, which means if you carry something valuable inside of you, there must be a way to express it. Meaning there must be a way to actually see how much of this internal personal development at the end have you for yourself put into practice, and how does it translate into your daily actions.